7 o'clock, I will call to order the March meeting of the Prince Edward County Board of Supervisors. To begin, I would like to ask, I'm unmuted. We're good? All right, thank you. To begin, I would like to ask Supervisor Emmert, if he would, please lead us in an invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we come before you this evening, giving thanks first of all just for helping me be here and the blessings which you've been to us, that you do with us this evening. We go through the county business accordingly. We ask that blessing on each and every one that's here, and we ask that you reach out to those who wanted to be here but could not. We ask that you would just be with us as we travel to and from, take us and bring us, and we thank you and give you the glory and honor for it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to open up the floor for any conflict of interest disclosures. Do any board members have anything to report? No, we will move on to recognitions. Ms. Crystal Baker.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Prince Edward County recognized Ms. Mackenzie Tate, Senior Permit Technician, as the March Employee of the Month for her outstanding customer service and dedication to her work. Mackenzie joined the Prince Edward County team in July of 2024 and has quickly made a positive impact within the department. The Community Development Department regularly receives compliments from customers regarding the professionalism, patience, and assistance that Mackenzie provides. She consistently exceeds expectations, demonstrates a strong work ethic, and takes the initiative to go the extra mile when assisting both customers and fellow employees. We would like to thank Mackenzie for the dedication, professionalism, and positive attitude she brings to her work each day. Her commitment to serving our residents and supporting her coworkers makes her a valued member of the Prince Edward County family.
Congratulations.
Now, the board would like to open up our meeting to public participation. Do we have anyone signed up? No one has signed up. Do we have anyone from the gallery who would like to speak tonight and address the board? No, we will move on. Now we will have Board of Supervisors comments. Mr. Emmert?
I want to say thank you all for being here. I see some new faces and some familiar faces also. Thanks to the ones who are first timers. And thank you all for the continued term of the Postal County.
Thank you for being here and continue to be there, be supportive for us, and most definitely your opportunity for your voice, to hear your voice.
I'd like to say thank you as well. I'm very happy to see. And Miss Amy, it is a pleasure to see you here. First time I've seen you here. And I'd like to say thank you to every other person that is here, and God bless all of you.
Thank you all for being here. I'd like to especially thank Assistant County Administrator Sarah Puckett for filling in for Doug as he's under the weather this evening. We appreciate you and all of the staff who are here tonight and who are representing other staff members. It takes a lot of hands to make this ship run, and we're thankful for each one. So thank you.
And he was here for the budget session, and we can tell you he is really under the weather.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, Chief Mason, for having us out to the Prospect Fire Department Annual Banquet, and congrats on the multiple awards you received personally.
Yes.
And one of his firemen, I think, answered 82% of their calls, and they had a record volume of like 280 calls. I mean, their volunteerism across the county at these departments is. They kept thanking us during the dinner, and it was so uncomfortable. We were wanting to say, "No, hold up a mirror, bounce that thanks back to you all," because what you do for the county can't be replicated with money that we don't have. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Glad to see everybody here. Hope you enjoyed the meeting.
Good evening, everybody. I did little comments of the other supervisors. It's great to have you here. Thank you.
Glad to see everyone. More than welcome any meeting we have. We're glad to have your attendance and your input. Glad to see you. Thank you.
This past weekend, the board had our retreat where we got together and we crafted a vision statement. We crafted our mission on where we believe that Prince Edward County needs to be in the year 2040. We took a lot of time and hashed out priorities and what we think those need to be. That went into drafting a new vision statement, and we are excited to get to share that with you all next month. I feel like it was an excellent time of collaboration for all of us board members to come together, learn a little bit more about each other personally. I got some great quotes that I'm excited to get to use in my own personal vernacular, but I think one of my favorites was when Mr. Jenkins says that his hobby that he likes to do in his free time is pass out smiles. So with that, we'll conclude supervisors' comments and move on to our consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
If there are no additional deletions, I make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my vote is yes. The motion carries. Thank you. At this time, I will welcome Mr. Scott Davis to the podium, the Farmville Town Manager.
Members of the board and Ms. Puckett, thank you for having me here this evening. It's kind of weird when my counterpart's not here, but I'm here. I think I should come back next month, but hope he feels better. Just a little update from the town. The Planning Commission and Council are doing a 5-year review of the comprehensive plan. This will include updated data and also the addition of adding the town as a whole as an urban development area. As the county just recently, in the last year, did a new comprehensive plan. You did a section right outside of town as an urban development area. And so I'm sure Mr. Stanley shared with you all that really will help us in future years, especially if we're talking about VDOT funding and smart scale projects and things like that. But overall, it's beneficial for all of us together. And then the two bodies will then begin to look at some potential changes to the zoning ordinance. Our zoning ordinance was revamped totally and adopted in 2020, so that's been 6 years. Obviously, we know that the housing industry has changed, so we need to look at, our lot sizes. We need to look at size of signs that's been in place, a lot of things that could be updated in just those 6 years, and how we can be more in line with where we are today. Some projects for the town, the fire station expansion and renovation. We are in schematic design. Currently, it'll lead to full design and construction documents by August in the hopes of construction starting in September. Hurt and Profit is finishing up a study on existing sidewalks, so be able for us to put those all in our GIS system and also have information about the current conditions, whether they currently meet current standards or not, and how we can go about doing that over time, changing those, updating those over time. TRC is assisting us in finding infiltration issues at the High Street Pump Station, and also looking at some other needs in the facility as far as a pump not sealing properly and some things of that nature. They'll also be looking at the storm tunnel. I'm sure most of you have seen that there's a hole in Venable Street. And so that, not only will they look at that section, but the whole tunnel from that area all the way to where it lets out, it goes under Main Street, down Fourth Street, and lets out behind the town parking lot. So we want to make sure, instead of just fixing one problem, that we end up looking at the whole problem, being as the age of it. Then we're still updating the wastewater treatment plant. I think I mentioned to you in the past, so that project of moving from chlorine to UV treatment and disc filtering is still moving forward. They're working on it as we speak, or maybe not tonight. The Emergency Communications Center, which is shared obviously at this time, and into the future, you know that the plan is to relocate that from its current location to have more room and for growth to the current Emergency Operations Center, so just right across the hall. That was a VDM grant that we received before the actual consolidation happened. And so those are in place, still working with Mosley on the design, and then it'll go out to bid for contracting in the next few months. I will be presenting the town's budget next month to the town council, so more to follow on that. We have bids out right now for a fixed-based operator at the airport, and also our yearly street paving that'll happen this spring, summer. And then one last project that has been discussed and was funded in Smart Scale a while back that's going to come to fruition. The roundabout project at Oak, Griffin, and High is currently scheduled by VDOT to be advertised the beginning of June, and the initial phase of the project should begin in October of this year. And any questions?
When that's going on, will there be traffic through there at all, or how's that gonna go?
Don't hold me this to 100%, but at some point, for a good amount of time, there will not be any vehicular traffic.
Yeah, that's kind of, okay.
You mentioned some of your sidewalks. You might entertain looking at adding some sidewalks west Third Street. You've got a new water park there. There's a lot of foot traffic on our side of the road, the south side of 460. People walking back and forth across that road is a little dangerous, so if we might add a little sidewalk on up a little further would help a lot, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, is there a Target, no, TJ Maxx coming to Farmville?
That is not definitive that I know of, no.
My wife says it is.
Well, they haven't gotten a business license. When they get a business license, they're coming.
Okay, but maybe they was interested or looking at it, possibility. Okay,
I've heard the same thing of the shopping center where Buffalo Wild Wings and all that is.
yeah, yeah.
There's been some, I think, discussion of that, but there's nothing.
Okay, I got you. Thank you, appreciate it.
I'm sure it's an ongoing, I know it's an ongoing issue, but the water lines in town, aging infrastructure, can you talk a little bit about town council's strategy in addressing, are we gonna keep going with the Band-Aid method, or are we looking to replace portions of that long-term? What's the strategy?
It would be in the capital improvement program to replace water lines. The main issue that you'll notice if I created a graph, the majority of lines that break or when there's a change in temperature from when it gets cold and it's a shift in the, but yes, there are many that are older. Some of the oldest ones we're going to get replaced in that roundabout project. And fix some stormwater issues in there that are old. So yes, the short of that is everybody is on board to do that. It's a matter of funding and where it falls in the capital improvement program for it.
Thank you. Any further questions for Mr. Davis? Seeing none. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Next, the board welcomes Mr. Jeffrey Crawford. Good evening.
Good evening, Chair Jones, members of the board, Ms. Puckett. Good to see you all again. My name is Jeff Crawford. I'm the warden of the Farmville Detention Center. I wanted to take a brief opportunity to provide an update on the operations of the facility. I'd like to start first with staffing. The facility offers a total of 270 jobs here in this community and a total of 310 jobs across the Commonwealth. 67 of our current employees are residents of Prince Edward County. That's an increase of 14 since last time I had the opportunity to speak to you. More of our employees come from Prince Edward County than any other locale around. As of 2 years ago this time, we had a vacancy rate of 51%. And as of this month, our vacancy rate is 13%. So we've hired a tremendous amount of people, just over 100 new employees over the last 2 years. We expect to be close to full strength within the next few months. Many of you know that CoreCivic took over our operations last year in July, and from July through December of 2025, our facility generated $3.1 million in revenue and returned $2.86 million in spending back into the economy through payroll, benefits, taxes, utilities, repairs, food, and vendor purchases. That includes just over $2 million in wages and benefits paid to our staff, $40,000 in property taxes, and about $767,000 in vendor and operating purchases, including our utilities, repairs to the institution and maintenance, and food service and supplies. As far as our mission is concerned, since July 1st last year, we've admitted about 3,900 detainees to the facility, and we've released just over 3,900 detainees. Over the last 8 months, we've averaged about 16 admissions and releases on a daily basis. August last year was our busiest month, and February this year has been our slowest month. About 55% of our releases are people that are being removed from the country. 24% are being transferred into the custody of another federal or law enforcement agency. 15% are released on bond, and 6% are transferred to another ICE location in the country. Our current population is approximately 600 detainees representing 47 different countries, with citizens of El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras consistently our top 3 countries of origin. The current average length of stay at the facility is 33 days. In a programming update, I want to share that we are in the process of establishing a community relations board for the facility. This board will consist of a group of local stakeholders who are comprised of local business owners, civic and community leaders, and local government representatives who will meet with us quarterly to discuss any community concerns, share feedback, and stay informed about facility operations and outreach efforts. Our goal is to strengthen our communication and maintain open, constructive relationship with the community. As the board is assembled, we'll continue to coordinate with county leadership to ensure that the representatives on the board reflect the needs and interests of the community we serve. My hope is that we will have our first Community Relations Board meeting in 2 weeks from now. Lastly, in the facility itself, we plan on starting a Reboot Recovery Program, which is a nationally recognized peer-led trauma healing curriculum designed for first responders and military personnel and individuals impacted by critical incident stress. Reboot has demonstrated significant improvements in participant well-being, including reductions in anxiety and depression and fatigue, along with increase in resilience and purpose and overall quality of life. It's a 12-week program. We're hoping to implement a version of that for the detainees. Obviously, that's difficult when they're only with us for 33 days, but we do have some detainees that stay with us a little long-term. But it's also highly applicable to our staff, and CoreCivic has used this program in multiple facilities across the country. We have a lot of interested staff members who are interested in becoming facilitators of the program, and we believe that offering this opportunity to our staff will be good for their emotional and mental well-being and will help us to continue to build a healthier and more supportive work environment. That's all I have for you this evening, subject to your questions. We value our relationship with the county, and we take seriously our responsibility to operate safely and professionally and in support of the broader community. So thank you for your trust as we do that each and every day. Look forward to answering any questions you may have.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for the.
Thank you all for your
Yes,
time.
sir.
Appreciate it very much.
This time, the board will recognize Mr. Scott Frederick for our monthly highway matters.
Good evening, Board, Chairman and Board. Thank you for having me tonight. I say, Ms. Pride, I've got you on the calendar. I'll be at your town hall March 26th at the Crawley Forum.
Thank you.
A kind of a short update for you guys tonight. It's kind of mostly pavement related because I'm sure you've been being told and asked about VDOT fixing potholes. So we are actively fixing them every day. It's been a very hard winter with a heavy freeze this year, and now this warm, wet weather. The roads are kind of breaking up. So we're taking care of potholes as they come in. We've scheduled a patching contractor to come in, and he's going to patch on 15 right near the sheets in the Wawa. All 4 corners of that bridge are going to get patched where they're kind of bumpy going on and off the bridge. So we're going to take care of that. There's also a dip in 307 right after you get on 307 from 460 and go down to the bottom of the hill. There's a dip in it right there. We're going to have the patching contractor mill a section out there and fix that dip in the road. And then on 15 southbound, right near Route 790, we're going to replace a section. And then Route 460 near Route 751, we're going to do the right lane if you're heading eastbound. There's a bad section in that lane, so we're going to take care of those. As far as our schedule work that we're going to be doing throughout the warmer weather, the surface treatment is going to start in June and July. We're doing about 40 miles of secondary roads in various locations throughout the county. As far as the latex goes, that's kind of like surface treatment, but when you get done, it looks like asphalt. We're going to be doing that in April and May. It's probably going to be our first schedule to start. We're doing a section on 360 from the Charlotte County line, Charlotte and Prince Edward County line to Route 704. We do the westbound lane. Then our plant mix schedules, we're going to be doing about 26 miles. Just for your awareness, we're going to do 360. We do about 1.5 mile section eastbound lane from 704 to Route 630. On 460, we're going to do the eastbound lane from 656 to Route 751. We do the westbound lane from 2.5 miles west of 751 to Route 752. And then we're gonna do the westbound lane from Route 645 to the Route 460 ramp. And then also on a secondary road, we're gonna do Route 607, we're gonna put plant mix asphalt down from Route 612 down to Route 360. That section on secondary had latex put on it in the past, and after you latex one, you don't really have a lot of options, so we're gonna mill that off and put plant mix asphalt back on it. As far as like grass and pruning, we pruned 460 last year, and it looked really good when we're done. We're still reaping the benefits of that with less, I want to just say less trees coming down, dead stuff falling out of them, and then you get more sunlight down on the road. I think snow was a little easier this year because of that good pruning work that was done. But we're gonna do the same thing on a bunch of secondaries. I just wanted to let you know Route 630, 632, 694, 679, 629, 696, 613, and a portion of County Line Road 671. We've requested to do that pruning work on all those routes, and we're hopeful to get it. So as those projects get approved, I'll keep you updated. Then as far as grass cutting, I'm sure soon people will be asking, but we're going to be kind of in the May timeframe. We're going to use a contractor to cut secondaries and the primary. So right before they cut, they'll pick up litter. So we're going to be, let's see here. I guess we're continuing to cut brush behind the guardrail. You've probably seen us doing that. We just recently, within the last couple of weeks, have been working out on 460. So that's pretty much everything I came prepared to update on. I feel like I'm leaving something out though. That makes me nervous. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know.
There is an extremely huge pothole between, and you might have mentioned it, but between Valero and Sheets. And
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
fall in that hole, you will damage something greatly.
I think that's one of the ones the patching
Oh, it's
contractor's gonna get. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And we can put some cold mix in it.
Yeah.
I think we've been, already touched that one a couple
Something
times.
needs to be done for that.
Yeah, well, I'll keep an eye on it. Yes, ma'am.
Y'all might have fixed it, but I don't know, down Piney Grove Road from 460, there's a couple major holes on that road.
Okay, on Piney Grove Road.
It's a major one, there.
Okay,
And on Gully Tavern Road,
okay.
the
good.
shoulders.
The shoulder's breaking off.
Oh, just high, yeah.
Okay.
And Hubbard Road got a couple spots too.
Hubbard Road?
Hubbard Road. Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah, like everywhere, your potholes everywhere.
Yes, sir.
So,
It's
Get the
been-
big ones,
Yeah, we'll get the big one.
it'll be all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, you got some potholes on Versal Road, Mount Pleasant. But also you had a log right there and they really torn the road up that the asphalt is cracked. I mean, actually got to get over in the opposite lane to even go around to keep from maybe losing control of your vehicle.
Okay, on
That's
Verso Road?
On Verso.
Okay.
Yeah, that's close to Walton Road, and Miller Road.
Okay, I'll have to check with the headquarters. I know I was talking about a logger with Trey recently. but-
Yeah, it's a log right there, and I think they finished logging, but that really they're in need of repair.
Yes, sir. We'll fix anything that's damaged.
All right, another thing, trash. When we pick up trash, stays out too long before it's picked up and disposed of.
Okay.
What happens, the bags out there, animals get in, the trash bag out before we can.
Yes, I'm sorry I laugh. It's not funny. But when Mr. Hicks sends me the email, I pass it along to the headquarters. They work it into their schedule. I think recently a holiday hit where the bags sat out there for an extra several days, but I'll try to make sure they get them.
Yeah, they need to do that pretty quick, because, I mean, we picking it up.
Yeah, I hate to
fast.
see that work get wasted. I love what
Yeah.
y'all do for us.
All right, that's all I have.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There's a few signs that are down with, I guess, when they plowed snow, but I'll get 911 addresses and let you know.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Moving along, we'd like to welcome Miss Natasha Parker. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, I would like to say good evening to all of the supervisors. I'm filling in for Kim this evening, my director, and I'm coming before you guys. There is a proclamation that we would like you guys to consider to recognize April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. And just a few high points that Kim wanted me to go over is, in this proclamation, it talks about that there are over 4 million children annually that are subject to abuse and neglect with allegations to be addressed by Child Protective Services. More specifically to Prince Edward County, in fiscal year 2025, we had 155 referrals for protective services. Some of those referrals were asking for assistance. Not all of them were indeed adult or child protective services. Some were just asking for referrals, into the county and things like that, because that is something that we also offer. 245 children in Prince Edward County were involved in child protective services for fiscal year 2025. So we have this proclamation that we have before you guys, and we're asking that you recognize April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. I will say that I am not formally aware of how I'm supposed to request this because I have not done this before. I've always been sitting in the gallery when this occurs. So the other thing that she wanted me to mention is some of the things that we have going on for April and Child Abuse Prevention Month to bring awareness. You will notice that probably around April 1st or so, which April 1st is Wear Blue Day. Blue is the color for Child Abuse Prevention Month. Pinwheels are our logo. So we will have a pinwheel garden in the front of the courthouse facing out on Main Street. We've purchased some really nice new flags that have the county seal and child abuse prevention on them. We also have, with the schools in the area, we're working with FUCA, and we also have an ongoing relationship with Prince Edward County Public Schools where we're able to put a banner and a pinwheel garden in front of the school board office. And this year we are trying to expand, and we're going to put some hopefully at each school entrance, again, to bring awareness. We have some more flags. We have some really nice banners that we've purchased, and putting those pinwheel gardens in there, as well as the one that we typically use at the board, the school board office right there. And then we have a big display at, in front of Centra that they allow us to put a really nice large flag with a really big pinwheel garden because that's a really high traffic area. So those are some of the things that we have going on for the month. Every year we're looking to expand and try to include other community partners. One of the things that we're doing this year that is new, we are having some mandatory reporter posters made, and we are going to go out to the schools. We're going to go to dispatch. We're going to go to some of the other places in the area, maybe some of the nursing homes, even though that's not under the child prevention. It's one of our posters is a dual child abuse, adult abuse flag. So we are going to go and meet with them and try to talk about mandated reporter training and things like that. So we're trying to expand, but we do appreciate the support for you guys. We bring this proclamation to you every year, and we hope that you like the display this year. Like I said, it's bigger and better, and we plan to do that every year, bigger and better.
Wonderful. Thank you. Pending any questions or discussion from the board, I'd entertain a motion to approve as presented the proclamation on page 56 of the packet.
So, second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. Thank you. We appreciate it. And if you have any questions, of course, I would be glad to answer them for you. All right. Well, I thank you guys.
Thank you for
Y'all
being
have
here.
options.
Thank you so much.
All right. At this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Puckett to introduce our first public hearing.
At its January board meeting, just make sure I can hear, the board approved a resolution for notice of intent to abandon Route 773 Trashmore Road, and you authorized county staff to advertise a public hearing for tonight's meeting on the proposed abandonment. That has been done. The posting has been done. As the board is aware, the replacement of the landfill scale house is priority number 4 on the FY 25-27 capital improvement plan. Our current scale house has a lot to be desired. It's very old and in very poor shape. has many leaks and flooring issues. And so we need to make those improvements. And in order to do that, the county needs to own the landfill entrance, which is currently VDOT right-of-way for State Route 773. I will note that the county originally built Trashmore Road, Route 773, and we, the county of Prince Edward, are the sole adjoining landowner to Route 773. So Route 773 solely serves as the entrance to the Prince Edward County landfill and the Tuggle convenience site. So with that, following the public hearing, the board will consider the attached resolution of abandonment, which is on page 60 of your board pack.
Thank you. At this time, I will open the public hearing. Has anyone signed up to speak? No? Would anyone in the gallery like to speak? At this time, I will close the public hearing.
Chair, hearing none, I would like to make the resolution to certify as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins? Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my vote is yes. Thank you. All right. Do you want to take the next one, or would you like?
Let's see, I believe Trey is coming to the podium, so we'll tag team on this. At its February meeting, the board authorized a public hearing to amend Chapter 70 of the county code and to add Section 70-7, which creates a separate tax classification for motor vehicles owned or leased by active volunteer members of county volunteer fire department and rescue squads, and also provides the authority of implementation to the Commissioner of Revenue and each volunteer agency. As the board is aware, the Public Safety Committee has been working with staff and the Prince Edward Area Firefighters Association, I'm going to say for over a year, on structuring an incentives program that will help recruit and retain volunteer firefighters and volunteer EMTs in Prince Edward County. So on page 76 is the proposed amendment, which adds the additional classification to the Section 70 of the county code.
All right. Anything to add to that?
No, I think Sarah covered it very well.
Okay, great. I will open this public hearing. Do we have anyone signed up to speak? Anyone in the gallery? I see a strong representation from our various fire companies here tonight. Thank you for being here. We appreciate everything that you're doing. If no one else would like to speak, is there anyone on the line? No? All right, we'll close this public hearing.
We got one.
Oh.
I was just gonna ask, I'm with Darlington Heights. Apologize, I didn't even read the full meeting agenda tonight. Would that make the volunteer company compensated? Is there a problem with being a volunteer
No.
and receiving that?
No. That's the point. Just an incentive.
Because it, in our particular station, we have several members that are outside the county. Is there any provision for these folks to receive some kind of compensation for anything?
Not at this time,
They
I don't think.
volunteer in our county?
Not
Mr.
at-
Powell, would you like to address that?
So the discussion that we've had is that we know we don't have a avenue currently to a one fit for everybody currently. We got to get started with the beginning, and then we hopefully, through collaborative efforts with our surrounding counties, maybe they can see the benefit of the program and we can do some reciprocal exchanges back and forth. That'll be in the future, but currently, we got to get started here so we can show everybody else the benefit outside also.
Good question.
Anything else? All right, we'll consider the public hearing closed.
I'm gonna move that the board approve the
I
proposed
have a
amendment.
comment.
You got a
please.
comment?
I put a lot of thought into this and listened to a lot of comments. Number one, like was mentioned, it's not fair to every volunteer. It's just like not being fair to my constituents on this board. That is an issue I have. And I made the comment once before, whoever stands beside me in a burning house is just as important to me as anyone else. In our previous meeting, the budget has already adopted $2,500 for extra insurance, hose testing, software updates for the fire department, which, not because I'm on the board, I think that's very, very generous. My next comment is I went to one of the fire association meetings. This whole thing was set up for retention of volunteers, to encourage. I sat through that whole meeting. I never heard a word about retention. I heard a comment, well, I drive my pickup to the firehouse. I heard that. I heard a couple of other comments that just didn't make any sense. I talked to a good friend of mine on the Board of Supervisors in Northampton County. They did one of these, said they saw absolutely no difference. Didn't gain, didn't lose. Another one in Mecklenburg. Well, we're very fortunate. We only have the fire department within the county. We don't have people outside. So they got a little benefit out of it. But my biggest thing is fairness. And this comes from me because I've been a volunteer fireman for 50 years. That's a long time. And most of our firemen, in a meeting we had, we discussed it, and we asked who would be eligible for this. And I think we had 3 hands raised. And I said, you know, it's got to be the vehicle that you drive to the fire department. Oh, well, that's my wife's car. I don't drive that. So far as Darlington Heights is concerned, which I'm a member of Darlington Heights, is no benefit to us whatsoever. And we, in our department, we feel like we would rather handle something like this in-house to be fair to all of our members. So rather than moving forward, it's up to the board what they do, but I think this thing needs to be tabled and more research done and try to come up with a little bit better thing that would be good for all of the members. Because our firemen are very important, every last one of them. Every last one of them. And I'm proud of every one of them. Every one of them. And they're very wonderful people. But we'll go forth however y'all want to go.
Lou,
Thank
are you, with respect to the eligibility, is it because the standard that the thing sets that not enough people will qualify? Is that's what it is?
Northampton's $125, which would get it down to where more people would have the benefit.
Yeah.
You know, $500 now for a vehicle, you know, it's a pretty nice vehicle. Now, I know of quite a few of our members that wouldn't qualify at all. So I think it really needs to be looked at a little better. And I know a lot of time and effort's been put into it, but I think it needs a little more time.
Is that something you think the Fire Association would look at, Lou?
The Fire Association needs to look at it one more time, at least one more time, I believe. And I know trade staff here has put a lot of time and effort in it, but it just does not seem like the right answer.
Well, my 2 cents is that I do agree that it needs to be, for those people outside of the county should receive some type of incentive to be fair. I hear you, and I don't disagree with you. I mean, we've been struggling with this thing for a long time, over about a year. But we wanted to do something to enhance volunteerism and to retain. Because if we don't, I'm telling you, we're gonna be wind up going to paid, and that gonna be, you talking taxes.
In our fire department right now, we have 17 people doing firefighter one. We have 3 signed up for EMT training.
That's great.
What
That's
has
great.
happened is, shake a hand, come join us, see what we're all about.
That's great, but you got 6 other units.
Prospect has a wonderful crew.
Yeah.
Wonderful crew.
I don't disagree. I mean, we done gone this long without it. I'm not, I can live with putting it off to you, to the fire association.
Well, I guess the question is, Luke, are you making a motion?
Making a motion,
To
I mean,
table
I
it.
can live with
Motion
that.
We table it for further discussion.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right.
Can I say one thing? You know, that old saying, it's the thought that counts. We appreciate it. As volunteers, you got to try and make it and try to support it. So, thank you for putting this effort in.
Well, we need you. That's, I mean, that's a given. And we need all the volunteerism we can get. So we appreciate what you do.
All right, thank you very much. We have a motion on the floor with a second. Mr. Emmert?
You want to vote yes?
Yes to table. Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote will be yes. The motion is tabled.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Mr. Chairman, with that said, I would like to ask that at the next Fire Association meeting, that this be brought up so we can revisit it in a timely manner.
That will be what day?
Yeah, do something good, do something that they will
25th.
like, not that we like.
March 25th.
25th. March
And it
25th.
may not come back up in our very next meeting, but we do want it in a timely manner so that we can give them an answer as to what's what.
I would ask that a lot of the chiefs here really get together with you guys, discuss it, brainstorm a little bit, to try to be a little fair with everyone if we can. Thank you.
All right. Trey, would you like to move on to the next public hearing, page 77?
I'll go ahead and
Okay.
introduce this one.
Please.
So while this is associated, it is different in that the amendments to section 7454 of the county code are clarifying the definition of who is eligible to receive the existing county incentive for local fire, volunteer fire and EMS, which is what was formerly known as the free county decal. But now it is the local vehicle license fee. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So historically, or the way the code is, the county code is written right now, it references active members, but we need to use that active member definition in the, if we continue with the tax classification for motor vehicles, we're going to use that active member definition, and it's been the intent of the board historically that all volunteer members of volunteer fire and EMS receive the vehicle registration license fee. So the intent of the amendments on page, 79, are just to change the terminology from active members to volunteer member in good standing, so that we maintain the eligibility of all members of all county volunteer, and this would be in county, citizens of Prince Edward County, that everybody would maintain that eligibility.
And Sarah, this is going to be more or less left up to the chiefs to.
Yeah, this is in fact, based on the
It's a-
roster that's provided.
They have to fill a form out every year, and
Yeah.
Crystal receives that
Right.
package by the department.
Are we going to, is it going to actually say volunteer member in good standing, because we don't have that in this? It only says volunteer member on page 79.
It's one vehicle owned or leased by a volunteer member in good standing of a county volunteer fire department or rescue
Down
squad.
to the last line there, all it says volunteer member.
But such volunteer shall secure license plates and decals as required on all other vehicles owned by such volunteer members. So the volunteer member in good standing is in that first part of that sentence, so,
Which is reported by the chief.
correct.
The
And as,
chief or the
and
president
each
has to sign off on
member
that.
fills out a form.
Yeah, Crystal, when Crystal was elected to a position, I met with her and we created a form that every year versus the roster, it's a form that they fill out individually.
So each member identifies their vehicle and certifies the ownership and their,
And it's turned in by the end
Residents.
of January.
No, this year it's March 16th. It's whatever the deadline she sets.
so the only change here is just clarifying the definition so that we don't inadvertently exclude anyone.
So moved.
All right, let me open the public hearing.
Wait a minute.
Has anyone signed up? No. Would anyone like to speak? No. I will close the public hearing. And now I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Yeah.
Supervisor Emmer,
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins? Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my vote is yes. The motion carries. All right.
Mr.
Trey?
Chairman, I would recommend
Yeah, removal
that,
of the-
given the tabling of item 11, that the board may wish to consider tabling item 13.
Okay, all right. Do we need a motion to table that, or can we by? Okay, all right, we will move along from that and revisit that shortly. Thank you, Trey.
Before we move on, just to discuss that a little bit, this is actually the point system that we have to keep records of for the ATL form that's got to be turned in. So this has got to be done anyway.
Okay. I was wondering if it was going to create extra work.
Which is part of what we were talking about earlier in our first meeting, where if we go to that system, it will help the chiefs and everybody else as far as keeping that. It's just an ongoing process.
That's right. And with the new computer setup, it makes it easier to keep your records.
Wonderful. All right, Ms. Crystal?
I would like to say good afternoon to the chair and the Board of Supervisors.
Good evening.
Crystal, how are you?
Good, doing well. I hope you guys are. So I'm coming before you guys with a proposal to amend the tax relief for our elderly and disabled program and our county ordinance. So as we said now, with the tax relief for the elderly and disabled, as we speak, the total income cannot exceed $22,000. You know, that's quite low with the inflation and everything that we have going on, you know, at the time. So I am requesting, oh, and with that being said, right now we're at a 2-tier. And what I mean by that is anybody making from 0 to $11,000 gets a 75% exemption. Anybody making from $11,001 to $22,000 gets a 50-cent exemption. So my proposal is to ask the Board of Supervisors to increase the amounts to, bear with me just a moment, I'm sorry.
30,000.
Yeah, thank you. I know we were looking between 30 and 35. So my proposal for the board is asking them to increase the monetary amount not to exceed $30,000. instead of the 22,000.
Gross income number, right?
Yes, as far as the income. And I know prior, so what they have to do going forward is I am requesting that they turn in their Social Security statement from December of the prior year, because that includes the raise that they get from Social Security. And at that point, even though the raise could be, 2.5%, 5%, it's still an increase, and at some point, it could potentially remove them from the program. And as far as, so I'm also requesting that we do a 3-tier exemption. And that would include from $0 to $10,000 being 100% exemption. It would be from $10,001 to $20,000 would be a 75% exemption. And from $20,001 to $30,000, it would be a 50% exemption. As everyone knows, we did a lot of research on this, as far as with other localities and, how their programs, were implemented. And, honestly, anybody making from $0 to $10,000, I mean, that's below poverty. And for sure, those people cannot afford to pay taxes. It's unfortunate, but, we live it every day. We see it every day. And, my job as Commissioner of Revenue is to try to assist and help the citizens and the taxpayers of Prince Edward County. And that is my top priority and my goal. So, and I would also ask, if passed, that we could make that retroactive back to January 1 of 2026. And also, everybody knows we had a reassessment that went into effect January 1 of 2025, and we had an overall countywide increase of 37.2%. So it was pretty significant. So that's my request. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer you to the best of my ability, and I appreciate your time.
Wonderful. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay.
How many you anticipate to fall in that $0 to $10,000 category?
Well, we have a chart.
Page 9.
Yep. That we actually worked on. And if you look, it'll show you, so 2025 current participants, we have 26 total. And then for 2025, I denied 3, 1 elderly, 2 disabled. And then if you continue, you see we have a status, the number of residents in the home, 2024 income, and then added on to the 2024 income, we did a projection for 2025 of a 2.5% increase to show what that monetary value would be. We also did a 5% increase per projected for 2025 that would show you that increase, and then their total net worth. And you go across, it shows for each participant currently, their current exemption and what their potential exemption would be if this was passed. And then if you look over, all the way over to your right, you'll see the participants that are in the program, the residents. It shows you your average, minimum, and maximum income. So average, we're looking at $16,302.05, up to the maximum of $21,024. And then below that, it shows you the total net worth. And it shows the current exemption that they are getting, which at this time is costing the county $6,657.23. At the very bottom, we have a potential exemption of the average, minimum, and maximum. So that increase, and I don't have a calculator with me, but that total would increase to $9,948.31 if we keep the same number of people in the program that we currently have.
Gotcha.
One below 10,000 and 22 below the 20,000.
All right, so tonight we have
There's gonna be a public hearing.
the question of authorizing the public
Make a
hearing.
motion that we authorize a public hearing for this.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yeah.
Ms. Cooper Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate your time and your consideration of this.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for taking the initiative.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Powell.
All right, next item on the agenda, Fire Service Board study request. Attached is a letter from the Prince Edward Area Firefighters Association requesting that Prince Edward County pursue a formal fire and EMS study through the Virginia Fire Services Board to review fire and emergency medical services operations within the county. The Virginia Fire Service Board conducts fire and EMS studies as authorized by 9.1-203A4 of the Code of Virginia. These studies are intended to provide technical assistance and guidance to local departments, fire service organizations, local governments regarding the delivery of fire protection and emergency medical services. The Virginia Fire Service Board partners with the Virginia Department of Fire Programs, the Virginia Office of EMS, and the Virginia Department of Forestry to conduct comprehensive evaluations of local fire and EMS systems. Study requests must be approved by the Virginia Fire Service Board, and once approved, the study is conducted at no cost to the requesting jurisdiction. The purpose of the fire and EMS study is to provide an independent, objective assessment of the current fire and EMS delivery system within a jurisdiction. The study evaluates organizational structure, staffing, deployment, operational effectiveness, training, facilities, apparatus, and overall system performance. The study also identifies strengths within the system as well as areas where improvements may be needed. Based on its findings, the Virginia Fire Service Board provides board recommendations for the local jurisdictions to consider. These recommendations are intended to assist local leadership, fire and EMS organizations, and stakeholders in making informed decisions to enhance service delivery and ensure the long-term sustainability of emergency services. Any recommendations resulting from the study are advisory in nature. Implementation of recommendations remains at the discretion of the local government body and participating agencies. There is no cost to Prince Edward County to request or participate in a fire and EMS study conducted by the Virginia Fire Service Board. To give you a little context behind that, basically the Fire Association had a roundtable discussion kind of around budget time. It's been going on for a couple months. And they want to be proactive and make sure we're making the right decisions and the right ask. And that way the county is being in the forefront, making sure that budgetary numbers are considered and growth is considered, volunteerism is considered, so that we're sustainable. Whether it be volunteer or whether they suggest different models or whatever it may be, we can put a roadmap. Like you said, the 2040 plan, this may be the 2030 plan, whatever. So we can make that change and grow in that correct direction. So attached is the letter from the Firefighters Association requesting the study.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmert?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yeah.
Ms. Cooper Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes.
All right. Next item is the Emergency Operation Plan for 2026. The Prince Edward Farmville Emergency Operations Plan has been revised and is presented for formal adoption by the governing body. The document represents a new joint emergency operations plan developed collaboratively between Prince Edward County and the town of Farmville. The joint plan establishes coordinated policies, responsibilities, and operational procedures to support preparedness, response, recovery, mitigation activities for emergencies and disasters affecting both jurisdictions. The EOP defines the organizational structure, assigns roles and responsibilities, and provides guidance to ensure an effective and coordinated response amongst local government agencies, public service organizations, partner agencies, and supporting entities. Pursuant to 44-146.19E of the Code of Virginia, each locality and interjurisdictional emergency management agency is required to prepare and maintain a current emergency operation plan and conduct a comprehensive review and revision every 4 years. The statute further requires that the revised emergency operations plan be formally adopted by the governing body of each participating locality. This revised joint emergency operation plan satisfies these statutory requirements and aligns Prince Edward County and the town of Farmville with current emergency management standards and best practices. I will say this is kind of going in line with what we've done with the joint 911 center, the joint radio system. When Daniel got his position from the town, that was one of the first things we kind of discussed was, hey, when we get revision, we need to work together. An emergency affecting us affects the town and vice versa. For your consideration is the draft resolution along with a copy of the current emergency operations plan.
Make a motion, we, the Board of Supervisors adopt the resolution approving the 2026 Prince Farm Emergency Operations Plan.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmer?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries. Thank you, Trey.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you'll consider it, I have one item on the table pack, and if you would, I'd
Please do.
like to knock that out. In November 2025, staff applied on behalf of the Prince Edward County Volunteer Fire Departments for the FY26 mini grant through the Virginia Department of Fire Programs. The grant prioritized for the funding cycle, priorities for the funding cycle focused on cancer prevention in the fire service, with emphasis on equipment such as particulate blocking hoods, gear extractors, and vehicle exhaust removal systems. The application submitted by Prince Edward County requested funding for particulate blocking hoods to ensure that all firefighters are equipped to meet the new National Fire Protection Association standards designed to reduce firefighters' exposures to carcinogens. On Monday, the county was notified it had been awarded the Virginia Department of Fire Programs FY26 mini grant in the amount of $18,495. This funding will allow the purchase of approximately 150 particulate blocking hoods for firefighters in Prince Edward County. Staff requests the Board of Supervisors authorize the county administrator to execute the grant acceptance documents and approve the required FY26 budget supplement associated with the grant.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Mr. Emmer?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson? Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trey. All right, we will go back to number 17 on page 201, gateway sign easement agreements.
Mr. Chairman, over the past 5 years, staff, I believe, partly out of the visitor center, have been working on a wayfinding sign program that would be complementary to the signage program that downtown Farmville and the town of Farmville have started implementing in the downtown area. The ultimate goal is to develop a signage program that greets visitors at the county line and guides them to the various destinations throughout the county, and also, as needed, hands them off to eventual signage that is available within the town limits. At this point, we are in a position to move forward with the implementation of the 5 gateway entrance signs that would be located at Route 15 North, Route 15 South, Route 307, Route 460 East, and Route 460 West. On 3 of those sites, there is adequate VDOT right-of-way to accommodate the signs. At 2 locations, we needed to negotiate for additional right-of-way on private property to accommodate the foundation, the sign foundations and future maintenance. So attached for the board's consideration are 2 easements that have been negotiated with private landowners, and we ask that the board authorize the acceptance of these easements as approved and drafted by the county attorney.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Mr. Emmer?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries. You're up.
Good evening, members of the board.
Good evening.
First item for you is FY '26 school appropriation. We've received a request from the Prince Edward County School Board to appropriate funds totaling $580,000 in state funds to the school operating budgets as described below, and there's no local match. It's for the SCAP grant for CIP.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Mr. Emmer?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is also a school appropriation for Prince Edward County School Board for $581,479.25 in state funds to the school operating budget. And it is for a mathematics innovation grant.
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor with a second. Mr. Emmer?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins? Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
And my vote is yes. The motion carries.
Thank you. Next item is FY '25 county surplus funds for school CIP to authorize a public hearing. We've received a request from the school board for $2,167,745 from the FY '25 county surplus funds as reported in the FY '25 audit to support capital improvement projects, including replacement of 3 rooftop units at the middle school, purchasing and installing a chiller for the high school, installing a fence around the football field and backstop at the baseball field at the high school, and the remaining amount would be used to support the renovation of the Barbara Johns Auditorium. And so we're asking to,
Make a motion that we authorize the public hearing.
thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. Mr. Emmer?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries. Thank you.
The next item is FY '26 appropriation for donations. The sheriff has received a donation for $625 from Spring Creek Baptist Church towards the DARE program, and Animal Control has received a $25 donation from the Nora Lancaster Garden Club.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Mr. Emmer? Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Thank you. Last item I have is appropriation for opioid abatement authority cooperative grant. The county has been awarded 2 cooperative partnership grants through the Virginia Opioid Abatement Authority to support regional efforts addressing opioid misuse and substance use disorder. Prince Edward County will serve as the fiscal agent for both projects in the partnership with Nottaway County. The first project, the Piedmont Health District Opioid Prevention Connection Project, will expand community-based prevention and outreach services. The program will focus on overdose prevention, naloxone training and distribution, and connecting individuals to recovery resources through targeted outreach and peer recovery support. The second project, the Piedmont Regional Jail Recovery Program, will provide recovery-focused services for incarcerated individuals with substance use disorders at Piedmont Regional Jail. The program will offer peer recovery support, recovery education, and reentry planning to help participants transition successfully back into the community. Funding for these projects includes cooperative partnership grant funds, excuse me, from the Virginia Opioid Abatement Authority, along with the required matching funds from each locality's opioid settlement individual distribution. Prince Edward County's required match totals $29,160.40, and Nottaway's required match totals $20,412.17. Because the county's match is funded through its IDIC opioid settlement allocation, and Nottaway will contribute its respective portion, there is no direct impact on the county's general fund. The board is requested to approve an appropriation of $165,000 to recognize funding.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Emmer?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend?
Abstain.
Ms. Cooper-Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Dr. Pride?
Yes.
Mr. Gillum?
Yes.
My vote is yes. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Next, we'll have the Assistant County Administrator's report.
Thank you. The county administrator asked that I provide the following updates. Efforts to get the $2 million in reimbursement for the Sandy River project and funding for the Mary E. Branch renovation project were not included in the final proposed House or Senate budgets, but it seems that Senator Cyphers has committed to resubmitting in the 2027 session. For building inspections, as of 2/23/26, the county building department is fully operational and able to now accept credit card payments for the building permits. A big thanks to Mackenzie Tate in the building department and the treasurer and her staff for working through the issues and getting them resolved. This is a big step forward, and I think I heard someone say that everybody that was offered the opportunity so far to pay online has paid online versus coming to see us in the courthouse. The venison soup project, 2 weeks ago, staff from the Virginia Department of Health, the cannery, and volunteers from the Medic Reserve Corps, New Life Church, and Hunters for the Hungry completed a venison soup project at the cannery that produced approximately 1,300 quarts of venison soup, which will be distributed this week through Faces. A special thanks to cannery manager Rodney Scott for his leadership on the project. And I will say we had a surprise, the county did. I'm not sure VDH was, but the new commissioner for the Virginia Department of Health stopped by and jumped right in and started helping make soup. So it was a really great project. They worked for, I think, 2 or 3 long days, and then our staff helped them transport the cans to Faces that Friday. So it was really a great regional project. Staff completed a grant submission in the amount of $1 million for an industrial pad project at the industrial park. The county will be submitting a grant to the Virginia Business Ready Sites Program for funding match. As the board is aware, the FY25 audit has been submitted to the Auditor of Public Accounts, the Virginia Resource Authority, and the Federal Audit Clearinghouse, and is posted to the county website. And this effectively ends the FY25 audit process. Special thanks to Finance Director Cheryl Stimson for her work in getting the audit completed. The Department of Housing and Community Development has completed the final financial review of the broadband affordability and adoption grant that went through the CRC, and Prince Edward County acted as the fiscal agent. We received an official letter of compliance, which closes out the grant, and special thanks to Crystal Baker for handling the finances for the project. The Industrial Development Authority met February the 27th and approved the following. They approved a contract to sell a 2-acre site off Dominion Drive for the new Department of Corrections, Probation, and Parole Office. A contract to sell 1 acre off Dominion Drive to Mid-Atlantic Broadband for the installation of fiber cabinets. A contract to lease 5+ acres on Enterprise Lane to Planet Network for a fiber project. And a 6-month extension to a VIO contract for the HIT Park to allow for them to get updates on power availability from Dominion Power. The county and our consultant have been invited to the American Planning Association Virginia Conference in July to present the county's recently adopted Prince Edward County 2045 Comprehensive Plan. The county's plan was also submitted to the association for an award. U.S. Postal Service, the county has been having issues with the Postal Service regarding the delivery of vendor payments. The county has had 20+ vendor payments from February that as of the first of the week had not reached their destinations. And we are working with the vendors to resolve and hoping that the post office will get the payments delivered. But that's a lot.
We have professionally experienced similar interactions. I'm sure you have. I'm sure Mid-Atlantic. I'm sure we all have.
So,
The board may want to consider resolution or a letter to somebody about this, because this is an ongoing problem that affects every citizen of Prince Edward County.
It's nationally. Receiving and sending.
Let us do a little bit of research to see what might be meaningful.
Yeah.
Okay. Labella has completed the compaction report for the landfill based on the current utilization of 36,579 tons per year and current compaction rate of 1,802 pounds per cubic yard, which is extraordinary. The remaining useful life of the current permitted landfill facility is 9.8 years. So that's the remainder of cell E and cell F. So we've got the new cell F, and then we can go up more in cell E. And then there's additional strategy and plan that will require additional permitting, but it's within the permitted area. That's all good news. Let's see, the next FY 26-27 budget meeting will be on March the 17th at 2 p.m. to hear donation requests, additional upcoming board engagement opportunities. There is a CRC vendor meet and greet on 3/13 at 10 a.m. David, I don't have any details to share.
It'll be at the CRC.
At the
office.
CRC.
Yes, ma'am.
The STEPS Housing Project community meetings. This community meeting is on 3/23 from 4:30 to 6 at the Woodland Community Center. And the Hamden District Town Hall meeting is on 3/26 at 6 p.m. at Crawley Forum.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have any additions to our agenda? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
To recess.
To recess.
So moved.
Motion to recess.
Until March 17th at 2.
All right.